Sigma INFJs love to immerse and engage with their inner experiences rather than the exterior ones since they are deeply involved in their inner world. But seriously, how do they act around other people? These are the top 10 behaviors of real Sigma INFJs in social situations. Number 10, they don't introduce themselves initially, which, while some INFJs feel guilty for not starting small chat and superficial talks with strangers merely to get along with them, INFJ Sigmas won't even attempt. They take pleasure in their quiet and let the uneasiness permeate the environment when they are with strangers. When there is nothing to talk about, they won't feel the need to communicate. When they think a discussion is superfluous, they don't feel the need to start one. A majority of individuals are unable to fully understand the depth and secrecy of Sigma INFJs. Due to their introverted nature and need for alone, they might be difficult to vibe with and align with. With those they know and trust, they may also be talkative and vivacious. As a result, they don't often start or continue uninteresting discussions at social gatherings. They seldom make an introduction initially. They engage exclusively with those they truly connect with. Therefore, they don't have many friends unless it's necessary for work. Number 8, they have a lot of questions. Sigma INFJs have a propensity to constantly ask inquiries, which can occasionally irritate others. It's not because they enjoy intellectually challenging or putting others to the test. They just have a strong desire to learn more about the topics that are important to them because they are naturally curious people. More than nearly anything, they are continuously on the lookout for more information regarding ethereal concepts or subjects. They may easily forget the specifics, but they aspire to always better themselves and have a better awareness of their environment. Are you aware, as a Sigma INFJ, of how your perceptive questions might occasionally irritate people? Number 8, getting lost in thinking. Even around other people, INFJs that identify as Sigma don't mind running their own business and supporting others who do the same. Even when Sigma INFJs are interacting with others or going to a party, they won't give a damn whether others think they're cowards, timid, or uncomfortable. When they want it, they'll demand zona and space. While other INFJs try to disguise it or occasionally feel guilty about dozing off. The nicest part about Sigma INFJ's unbothered temperament is that they don't. They take pleasure in getting off track. They are always asking themselves, why would I engage with the world outside when the one inside my head is so much more fascinating? Sigma INFJs may have had this idea 1,000 times. People believe them to be always inside their brains because of this. A Sigma INFJ is someone who consistently comes out as distant and isn't self-conscious about it. Number 7, they listen more than they say. Sigma INFJs like to play the role of a listener rather than a speaker while dealing with people. They don't lack knowledge or have nothing to say, though. They just care more about people understanding them than about having others understand them. Because of this, whether individuals complain or share personal information, they feel heard and appreciated. It's because Sigma INFJs are interested in other people's story rather than just waiting for their chance to talk about themselves. Therefore, Sigma INFJs are invariably INFJs. Because of their extroverted feeling function, they like assisting others and can see themselves in their situation. They typically act automatically as a listener in a conversation, compassionately listening to people's concerns and providing direction. But since they are like emotional sponges, they are unable to distinguish between their own emotions and those of those around them. Does this imply you occasionally get tired of listening if you're an INFJ Sigma? Number 6, they frequently call attention to other people's errors. At work, Sigma INFJs are perceived as severe supervisors who focus on others' mistakes rather than their efforts. Nevertheless, because INFJ Sigmas are perfectionists, they are based on output. They frequently annoy others by criticizing them without hesitation and rarely offering them praise for their deeds. They aren't being unkind or unappreciative, exactly. They only require specific outputs or results, and for this reason they find it difficult to accept the absolute minimal. Since they must choose between being considerate and upholding their own standards, they feel conflicted. They are referred to by their employees and team members as the severe, irritating boss because of their fastidious temperament, which isn't the Sigma INFJ's fault, technically. Number 5, they deliberately choose their words and behaviors. Sigma INFJs are freethinkers when alone themselves. They don't have to hold themselves accountable for what they say or do to themselves. But when they're with people, especially strangers, they behave differently, being more cautious and deliberate. This is why it would take them some time to respond during chats and discussions. To prevent unduly offending others, they must consider an idea twice or even 3 times before acting on it. They don't skirt around their social connections, either. They merely believe that if they took deliberate action, things would be simpler. To avoid harming others or making choices that may ruin people's life, they just take their time and carefully consider what they are about to say. Why do they nevertheless annoy some individuals in the end? Number 4, they isolate themselves from other people in order to preserve their serenity. The most blatant Sigma INFJ behavior that has ever been observed is probably this. Sigma INFJs are easily impacted by the problems of others around them because they rapidly adopt the beliefs and feelings of those around them. It's true that the Sigma INFJ doesn't usually demonstrate how impacted they are. They're only trying to get by in life and deal with things in a healthy way to avoid being overwhelmed by or having their tranquility disturbed by the problems of others. They don't feel the need to provide anybody a reason for their absence, which is why they are unrepentant about dozing off, withdrawing from social interactions, and isolating themselves. They may engage in brief socializing only to withdraw for extended periods of time in order to deal with the emotional distractions they have seen in the outside world. Number 3, they inspire and motivate others. Sigma INFJs may have the most detached personality type, but it doesn't mean they don't want to connect with others, especially the people they care about. One of their existential goals is to inspire, motivate, and make people feel good about themselves. And they become unstoppable when it comes to achieving their goals. Yes, Sigma INFJs are their loved ones' unassuming cheerleaders. They appreciate providing continuous, sincere encouragement or affirmation to help others become the greatest versions of themselves. Additionally, they are extremely sensitive to the sentiments of others, much like other INFJs. They believe that inspiring their loved ones from the inside out is the most beautiful method to persuade them to take action rather than feeding them poisonous positivism and validating their illusions. Do you like being someone's inspiration and source of encouragement as an INFJ Sigma? Number 2, they steer clear of controversy. Because Sigma INFJs like harmony, intimacy, and tranquility in their surroundings. They experience extreme stress in chaotic and judgmental environments. Some types can compartmentalize disputes or relish a certain amount of turbulence and uncertainty. However, it severely concerns and stresses the Sigma. They continue to go through what just transpired or attempt to make sense of all they observed even after our drama has concluded. Therefore, they serve as counselors and mediators while with other people, even if they are not directly involved in the problem. They virtually always feel accountable for finding a solution. They are only attempting to regain their tranquility. They are not wanting to get themselves into it. Number 1, they observe rather than participate right away. Sigma INFJs are the last to act impulsively or say something. Before responding to others' behaviors, they exhibit keen awareness, cognition, and understanding of the underlying causes of those acts. Some find it simply astonishing that Sigma INFJs have an innate understanding of why people behave the way they do. Do they question? No. They learned the facts they weren't allowed to know thanks to their intuition. It not only helps them infer people's intentions accurately, but also resolves challenging issues. They are able to behave wisely and make plans in advance because they have the strength and capacity to understand circumstances that other people cannot. Does your perceptiveness assist you in acting and making judgments appropriately as a Sigma INFJ? Sigma INFJs can like being lost in their own inner worlds. It doesn't imply, however, that they are unaware of appropriate social behavior. They just prefer their internal experiences to those they have outside of themselves as being more rewarding and delightful. Are you an INFJ Sigma who agrees with this? What lessens the enjoyment of your surroundings?